All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pewter and Red podcast. We are back. Whew! It's been a long day. It has definitely been a long day, but we survived. We made it. We are here. Trying to see if I can get my I don't know why I never check this stuff before I before I go live. I always do this. But it is what it is. Let's see. Check. Check. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what goes on with. Everything. Sorry, I muted myself. I'm unmuted now. Everything should be good. Jeez Louise, again. I thought I set up everything. It wasn't the all the difficult stuff I had set up and got ready, and then the easy stuff like my microphone and my soundboard. We're here, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. Pewter and Red podcast. Welcome. As you know, we started. Training camp is here. Today, first day of the today was the first day of training camp. The veterans and everybody came in today. So tomorrow we should actually have some like real practices. Oh man. Now I don't think we get the pads and all that till probably like maybe Thursday or Friday, something like that. A little bit down the line, but it's coming soon. It's coming soon. Um, we got two. We have two videos. But we have four videos, but I'm only gonna show. I'm only gonna show one. Shout out to LLL in the building. I see you, man. Salute. Thank you for stopping by and showing some love. Once again, if if you don't have the notification up on this channel, especially if you're one of my day ones, because there's a lot of people, a lot of my day ones that I'm like, where are they at? When I go live stream, a lot of my day ones usually jump in, and on this channel, that hasn't been the case. So where my day ones at? I mean, what's going on here? Comment in the comment section. Let me know, like, what's going on. I don't see you guys when I live stream. What's goody? Let me know. My shout out to LL for commenting and showing the channel some love. He's a Cowboys fan. Hopefully he'll have some Cowboy content this year. We'll see what happens with that. But we got four press conferences. We got press conference by Todd Bowles, Jason Light, Cansey, and we got one by William Golston, who we just signed, ladies and gentlemen. We just signed William Golston back. He is back. That is awesome to hear. So William Golston just came back, and that's really the press conference I wanted to hear. Actually, before we do that, I wanted to let me see if I can find this real quick. Let me see if I can find this real quick. There's actually something else that I wanted to that completely forgot that I was listening to this morning that I was like, oh, I gotta let people hear this. Where was it? History. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully it wasn't too far. I don't know if it was. Let's see. Was it this? Might have been. Yeah, I think it was on my other history that I had watched it. Um, Let me see one second. Watch history. Oh, wasn't this either? It's gonna be the other one. One second. It was an interview with Baker Mayfield, and this one. Yep. All right. So hopefully you guys are able to hear it.
Warning, you could soon lose your job because of what's happening inside this building you see behind me. Goldman Sachs economists are already warning that 300 million jobs could simply.
All right, we are here in Lake Tahoe. We have Baker Mayfield with us.
Browns.
Okay.
Just like a
It's a
Baker
little
fan.
loud.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You guys could
No,
definitely
no,
hear it.
seriously. I was with, I'm sure you know, since the Browns came back that we
Uh,
ever had. And the way that we treated them was just garbage. to me.
So I want to ask this because
Was there a question there, Mike?
No, it was a
there wasn't.
declarative
Declarative
Hold
statement.
on,
declarative
hold on.
statement, period.
So
treated
we
them
always
like
talk
garbage.
about when at every position, the quarterback positions, whenever you change teams, there's a new verbiage out there that you have to learn. You
I
learned
wanna
it. I mean, you handled it when you were just
see.
there for a few days, and all of a sudden you're leading the Rams on a winning drive.
I mean, 8 hours.
Sorry about that.
You get to know all the verbiage and stuff, and obviously a lot of it
Hold
was
on.
new, and I'll be fine. That you're trying to check the formation to make sure.
Time with Cleveland. I want to talk golf with you. We'll get to it in a second.
He talks about how I got treated and whatnot, but me and my wife, I was going through some
here you are with a. Do you look at it as a
time for me. Coming to a team and an organization that's had a lot of success.
Hold on.
Top
He
down,
talks.
They run it well, and that's the reason why they've had success. And everybody, obviously, Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. Everybody talks about that, but that only makes our veterans that were a part of the Super Bowl.
There we go.
Obviously, Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time.
establish yourself? Is that the attitude?
Yeah, I mean, I feel healthy. This is a
Okay, here we go.
As
All right, so here we go. Let's go.
a way to reestablish yourself? Is that the attitude?
Yeah, I mean, I feel healthy. This is a opportunity of a lifetime for me.
So listen to what he says. What the heck?
From top down, they run it well, and that's the reason why they've had success. And everybody, obviously, Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback.
That's
of all
weird.
time. Everybody talks about that, but that only makes our veterans that were a part of the Super Bowl and that's had a lot of success. From top.
He
down,
talks
they run
about
it
the
well,
veterans,
and
how they
that's the
feel,
reason why
which
they've
is
had
what I've been
success.
trying to tell people.
Everybody, obviously, Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. Everybody talks about that, but that only makes our veterans that were a part of the Super Bowl run even more pissed off and hungry because they're like, well, we were a part of it too. So, yeah, it's just a great opportunity for me to go back in and
We're a part of it too. And I think he's getting that straight from them. I think he's getting that feeling of that. I got to make sure I don't wear black again cuz it's just going right in. But yeah, so I found that I thought that was very interesting that he said that. Obviously this is how players are feeling. I told you guys this. I think they have a chip on their shoulders completely. I think they know why they had the season they had last year. And because of that, they, kind of got a chip on their shoulder that everyone's counting them out just because Brady's gone. Because they felt like, hello, like, I understand Brady's the GOAT and he left, but the core of the team is here. And this is what kind of upsets me at the same time. Why is that there? So that's what upsets me as well, is the fact of, why does this keep doing that? Why does that keep turning off? The fact that the core is there, but yet since Brady is gone, they just automatically, Bucks are in the dirt now, which means that it was all Brady, nothing but the Buccaneers. And I'm not the only one that feels like that. Obviously, the rest of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers feel the exact same way. We've heard it in players' voices when they talk about this year coming up. You hear it about how kind of last year was kind of a down year as far as team chemistry. We've had discussions on who that was or why that was. And now you just heard it from one of the quarterback's mouth, which is how these players are feeling. Basically, how these players are feeling, which they're feeling like, like we were a part of that Super Bowl too. Like we got a chip on our shoulders. They want to show the world, listen, we were a big part of, not just a big, but a really big, most of it, which is the truth. We were most of that. The rest of the team that's there right now was most of the part. They were the most of the part of the Super Bowl. Besides JPP not being there, everybody else was the biggest part of the Super Bowl. I would say 25% Tom Brady, 25% Gronk, because I think Gronk was a way bigger part than a lot of people give him credit for, and 75% of all the rest of everybody else. And what Tom Brady brought to the Bucks was simple. He brought the same production that Jameis brought, right? Same points and all that, the yardage and all that stuff. Jameis was very productive, minus the Jameis interceptions. And he brought a sense of real belief, right? The culture was already changed. I said this before, and I completely believe this. The culture was already changed when Bruce Arians got here. They changed the culture with letting go of Vernon Hargreaves and letting go of Noah Spence, which hurt my soul, but it was for the best. But letting go of certain players showed people like we're not here for jokes. We're not here to mess around. This ain't the same Buccaneers. Listen, we're here to win. This ain't the same Buccaneers where we're putting our feet up and we're just going to put our feet up. Because that's what it was. That's what it was when we talked about the Buccaneers. We would go and we would try and we would sign free agents and names or someone that would look like they were on the rise. They had big numbers, and you know what? They had big numbers as a backup. Let's sign them, give them a starting role, and let's see if we can if they flourish here. And people were coming to the Bucks and putting their feet up and saying, "Oh, this team is used to losing. So hey, I just got my check. I could sit back, relax, and chill." But crazy Skull Gang in the building. You know what time it is?
Skull Gang!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Skull Gang in the building. Shout out to Buck Crazy, one of the day ones. I was saying earlier, Buck Crazy, where is everybody at? Where is everybody at? They used to come on here when I go live on the Real Talk Perez show. Like, now that I've came to this channel, none of those people that used to come to the live don't come to the live no more. Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. Maybe I gotta go on the Real Talk Perez channel and like say what the heck's going on, guys. You guys showing love over there on the Pewter and Red podcast? Because the Real Talk Perez is done. That's old. That's over with. You know what I'm saying? But crazy, like this is it right here. This is it. We're starting fresh here and we're going from here on. The Real Talk Perez channel is the emergency channel. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they doing, but they better start commenting, letting me know they still down for the cause. But anyways, going back to what we were saying, but crazy. That's what it was. Free agents would come here and they would either right away put their feet up, like, hey, this is a losing franchise, whatever. And I got my bag. Or they would try, and then when things got rocky, they'd be like, whatever. And then they put their feet up and be like, well, they're used to losing. It is what it is. Yes, you got to set the notifications to all, but crazy. Everybody else, again, I'm telling you, if you do not set the notifications for this channel on all, YouTube will not notify you. So thank you for bringing that up. Let me put the ticker on too. Bucks PR Podcast. That's my Twitter if you guys want to hit me up on Twitter. But yes, you guys have to go and put the notification on all, or they will not. YouTube will not notify you guys. So yeah. So that's what the culture was. And Bruce Arians came here and changed that. Okay. Bruce Arians had a big part of changing that and showing people, listen, we're not here to play around. You're not here to grab a check. We'll cut you real quick. I don't care what round we drafted you. I don't care what your contract is. We here to win. And if you're not on the same page and here to win, we don't want you here. This is not a place to come over here and put your feet up. And I have to give JPP such credit for that as well, because I think JPP as a free agent came over here and bought into that and actually came with it. I don't even know if JPP needed Bruce Arians to change the culture for that, because JPP came in here with a chip on his shoulders in the first place because of what the Giants did with him. So I credit JPP. I credit Bruce Arians. I credit a lot of people with changing this culture. Letting go, as much as it hurts my soul, letting go of Gerald McCoy was another culture shock. I think some of these moves weren't just football moves. I don't think there were moves of, oh, we can't win with Gerald McCoy, so let's cut him. I think some of these moves were culture shock moves. I think some of these moves were made on purpose to shake up the franchise, shake up the roster, say, hey, wake up. We're not playing games here. Anybody can be cut on this team. Anybody. If you don't fit what we're doing, if you don't, you're gone. And then when the Vernon Hargreaves move was made, I was another, hey, look it. We're not tolerating this BS you see on tape right here. We're not tolerating that. You will be gone. So there was a lot of things that was done by the head coaching staff and all the coaching staff that told people on this roster, this ain't the same Buccaneers no more. And I think that's something that the rest of the NFC South don't understand yet. That's something that the rest of the NFC South don't understand yet. But the culture was already changed before Brady got here. But then Brady gets here, and now not only did the culture change, but now there's a sense of, listen, we believed that we could be one of the teams, but now you have Brady. There's no reason to have a doubt. That's different. It's another level, right? You got Brady. Now there's no reason to have a doubt of why we can be that team in the Super Bowl. So he does bring that belief of now we can be it. Why can't we? Now we really believe we can be it. There should be no reason, right? And Brady, again, brought the production plus without any of the turnovers and stuff like that. So he brought that in the quarterback play. You can't take that away. But as far as the core players, man, it is what it is. The core players are here, and they feel disrespected. Yes, we talked about Ghosting coming back, and we're going to watch a video press conference of Ghosting shortly. I just want to talk a little bit more about, I just showed a video. You didn't see it, but crazy. But I showed a video of an interview that Baker Mayfield was on. He was like on some little show. I guess he was golfing, and he was on some show. And they asked him a question about how he feels about the team. And he basically says that the team feels like they have something to prove because they feel disrespected, like they weren't there when they won the Super Bowl. And he's saying that it has a chip on a lot of the veterans' shoulders because they feel like, hey, we were there with the Super Bowl too. Like we're still here, even though Brady's not here. So that's what we're talking about. And yes, I think that culture that was put here by Bruce Arians is still here. And to go on, I feel like that's what the rest of the NFC South people don't understand. If you guys saw my last live stream, it was the NFC South Roundtable, which we will be having those pretty much every week. One of us will be doing those live streams every week. I'm gonna try to make sure we do a roundtable every week to keep up with each other. But we had an NFC South roundtable. We had a Panthers fan and a Falcons fan. Hopefully, we can get a Saints fan as well. I'm working on that. But they tend to think that it's still the same old Bucks, And don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that might make you feel like that, including throwback uniforms, right? But what they don't understand is the culture was changed. And that doesn't mean that for sure I know we're going to have a winning season. We could have a losing season this year because of our quarterback play. We understand that as Buck fans, hopefully as many as possible Buck fans, we understand that it is possible we could have a bad season this year because we're not sure of what we have at quarterback. And not even like, oh, Jameis Winston, we're not sure what we have at quarterback. Like, it's worse than that. Like, we don't know what Baker Mayfield can be for us. We don't know what Kyle Trask is. We could have one of the worst quarterback play. I mean, we had one of the worst quarterback play last year as well, but that was for other stuff. But we could have bad quarterback play this year as well. And it is what it is. What I'm afraid of is going through the season that we might go through this year and then getting rid of Todd Bowles. Because if we get rid of Todd Bowles, we could be getting rid of the culture with that. We get rid of Todd Bowles, it could also be getting rid of the culture that we have here. And that's what I'm afraid. Because if we go through whatever it is that we go through this year and we have a bad season, and then next year when our contracts are right and better, and we actually go get our quarterback, whether it's free agency or through the draft, we will have a better year and we will be fighting for the division. And I think that's something. I see you, Black Cat. Shout out to Black Cat. Black Cat in the building. That is something that people that, like I said, the rest of the NFC South, they don't understand. We have a culture here. And the culture is still here as long as we have the core. And as long as we have the core leaves, right? When you say the OGs, like Levante David and William Golston and Mike Evans, even though Mike Evans is a little bit more down the road, but like, Levante and Will, they're a lot more, older and been here. I see Tua Don versus everybody. Okay. Shout out to Tua Don. I'm pretty sure you guys saw me from what is it? TFGI, I believe it's called. Tailgates. So shout out to you guys. Panthers checking in. Okay, I see you. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Thanks for showing the channel some love. But yes, so let's watch this press conference. Shout out to the sub. I appreciate it. Let's watch this press conference by William Golston, and then I'm gonna continue to talk about what I want to talk about when I'm talking about Levante David and William Golston, because there's a part in this press conference that I wanted to talk about, because we just signed William Golston back, as you can see.
No, I wasn't really thinking.
Listen to this. Shout out to Poppin. Poppin in the building.
It would have been weird to play somebody play somewhere else and have to play the Bucs. So I think it's important to be able to keep going, growing on that legacy.
Well, as much as it didn't happen in March or earlier, did this feel like this was still part of the plan? It was still something that was likely to happen as you went through the summer?
I felt so. I know I had to just stay in shape, stay the course. Been here. I know the system. It's just all up to how the pieces fail.
Will the offseason feel any different, or was it just kind of same?
Shout out to William Golston. Him and Levante been here the longest on this team now.
Different, like not coming.
Well, they were last year as well.
I never came OTAs, so that was definitely weird.
What was the whole experience, Will, like being a free agent, talking to your agent every day and getting updates?
The question should come up pretty soon. Hold on. We're not going to watch the whole thing.
I really don't care about those things unless it's like something that's really tangible. So I just try to control my controllables, work out, wake up, be a dad, do all the things that I didn't usually do during that time of year, and stay in the best shape that I could be.
Have you seen most of your teammates?
Man, I'm walking through the hall. Some of them guys is jacked up. They walking around big and stout. I'm like, man.
Some of these guys are jacked up.
Yeah, I'm excited. Pat O'Connor. Pat looked like the Hulk.
Shout out to Pat O'Connor. So he looked like the Hulk, he just said.
But the dude is huge now. I haven't seen Logan yet.
He hasn't seen Logan.
I saw Deidre coming down here too.
Just talk about what you saw from Logan Hall last year as a rookie and his development behind the scenes. That wasn't a starter, but got a couple sacks and kind of went through their rookie year.
His scale is extremely high. And if you put that weight on, come in there with tenaciousness that I know he has, rushing the passer, stopping the run. Like I said last year, I thought he was going to be the dark horse of the team to be able to lead the defense to some crazy stats. So I'm pretty sure it'll happen this year. It's only a matter of time.
He knows. He knows. But this is big.
As they kind of enter this new era, right? So many new faces right now. Just how important was it for you to be here to kind of help lead those young guys?
I don't know about the importance, but I can say this about the role. Just being able to give what I have, 10 years of experience, teach them, show them what I think my rights and wrongs are, what I think an NFL player should be, and just what a man should be. I think that's a critical thing in the locker room.
Now that is huge.
What I think my rights and wrongs are.
Now that is huge.
Right now, just how important was it for you to be here to kind of help lead those young guys?
I don't know about the importance, but I can say this.
Now, he's saying, I don't know about the importance as far as I don't know how important my role, how important I'm going to be to the team, but my role. Now, let me say this. Let me say this. Is this not? So, okay. Okay, there you go. I was. So let me say this. William Golston. It's important. It's important. It's very important. Um, this goes on to what I was talking about when you talk about the culture, right? The culture. You're important, William. You know why? Because you are, and this is what you do when you do have a culture. You are passing down what you know, what you were taught, what you learned from the culture that was brought up by BA, right? And you've seen William Golston and Levante been through it with this team, right? All them dirty years, all those years of us being nothing. They've went through the ups and downs of having all the talent in the world on the team, but it coming out to being nothing for the season, and just season after season just ending like crap. Halfway through the season, you already know you're not in the playoffs. Like, just wasted season after wasted season. He's been through it. And then Bruce Arians comes in, they bring in this culture, and now William Golston's towards the end of his road, but he knows what his role is, and he says it. He says, I don't know about importance, but as far as my role. And then he starts talking about what he knows his role is going to be. And what his role is going to be is teaching the youngsters, showing Logan Hall the ropes, being a little bit more vocal with him and, the people behind him. Right now, William Golston was signed for two things. One, we know what he brings to us as a D lineman, right? So at minimum, we know him in rotation. We know what our D line is going to have. The second thing we signed him for was the mentor role. This is something that good coaches do. This is something that we've seen time after time after time, whether you talk about JPP, Shaq Barrett, right? Whether you talk about Richard Sherman. I think people don't understand. I think Richard Sherman was big on helping Jamel Dean and maybe even giving him some confidence, and the rest of the corners. I think Sherman was huge having him. I think last year, Logan Ryan was huge for the complete secondary, the safeties and the complete secondary, being more aggressive and more vocal, right? I think he was huge for that, for helping our secondary. Our secondary took as a unit, I think our secondary took a big leap last year, and I think Logan Ryan had a big part of that. And we do this all the time, right? We saw it with Vincent Jackson teaching the ropes to Mike Evans, and Mike Evans teaching the ropes to Chris Godwin, and it's a culture that was built, and they bring back guys that know and understand the culture, how things are supposed to run, not just technique wise, mentality wise, how you're supposed to feel mentality wise, right? I saw the interview that Richard Sherman was interviewing Antoine Winfield about this upcoming season, and Richard Sherman was talking about how it felt when he was in the Super Bowl, and he was like, they had to be at a college whatever place to practice and get their stuff together, and it felt weird because they were like in a college cafeteria, and like they were seeing the quotes of like another college teams, like like their code or whatever, and it was something like, nobody give up more than 200 yards of rushing, or 100 yards of rushing, or something like that. And Richard Sherman was like, 100 yards? We ain't giving up nothing. Like, that's what Richard was thinking in his mind, because Pete Carroll and their culture were like, no, we're not even thinking 100 yards. We're thinking nothing. You're not getting nothing. What you mean 100 yards? That's too much. But that was the culture that Pete Carroll and the Seahawks had there. You get what I'm saying? So it's a culture thing when teams are like, top 10 in rushing. in our minds, our culture that we have here in Tampa, top 10, that's too much. We need to be number 1, period. Number 1, number 2, period. Like top 10, top 5 is too much. It's just a mindset. It's a culture. So when we bring in William Golson, he's coming in to continue the culture to Yaya, to continue the culture to Logan Hall. Even though Yaya might be more outside or defensive end, still, it's still the D line, right? Cansey, that culture is what he's bringing in, making sure that they still understand that culture, right? Even Greg Gaines, right? Greg Gaines is what? He's pretty much a veteran, came from the Rams, good defense in the Rams. That doesn't mean he might have the same, the Rams might be always thinking pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. That's not what we do here. I don't know what the Rams do or how their culture is, but I'm just saying it could be all we focus on is, hey, as long as we pass rush. Here, we stop run first. That's our culture. Stop the run first. Make sure they know they can try as much as they want. When you run the ball, you're wasting plays. And make them one-dimensional, because you want them to know when you run the ball on us, you ain't going nowhere. So I want you to get in your mind that when you run, you wasting the play. That way, by the second half, we ain't even got to worry about you running no more because you abandoned the run because you just know it's not going to work. That's the kind of culture we have here, and we be trying to bring. So, yes, this is what William Golson's trying to bring, and what we signed him to come in here and bring, and it's very important. And I hope William Golson understands that it's very important. It's pretty much the most important thing you could pretty much do for this franchise, because what you're doing is you're planting seeds for the next people coming up. You're planting seeds for whoever the next William Golson, which hopefully it's Logan Hall. Like, now we know his talent, should surpass William Golson. He should be bigger than William Golson. But what we're saying is a good player that William Golson's been here for 11 years, 12 years or something like that. So for the next player that we're going to have here for 11 years or 12 years, get him set, put him on the right foot. Something that William Golson didn't have. William Golson, Gerald McCoy, Levante David, they had to get it from the mud and had nobody to show them. Period. Had nobody to show them. We had Rondé Barber, who was, trying to show the corners that we had, the secondary that we had, but that didn't work out because we didn't have the coaching staff. So it just is what it is, man. What up? Yeah, thank you, Buck Crazy. Show him some love. So yeah, it's very important, and we got Levante that hopefully he can bring this culture down to Servassier, and hopefully Servassier can make that step, whether it's this year or next year. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that's working out. And another thing about culture that we have proof. We can't just say, really, we have a culture here without proof, right? We got proof, right? What's the proof? I'll tell you the proof. We had Jordan Whitehead and Mike Edwards, right? Then we had Jordan Whitehead, Mike Edwards, and Antoine Winfield. Jordan Whitehead moves on. We still got Antoine Winfield and Mike Edwards. Now Mike Edwards moves on. We're probably going to have someone else, if not Ryan Neal. So what else? Carlton Davis and Sean Murphy Bunting and Jamel Dean, right? Sign Carlton Davis. Jamel Dean progresses. He comes up. Now he's a starting corner. We move on from Sean Murphy Bunting. Like, we've seen our growth. We've seen the youth, the young grow from rookies to second-year players starting in the Super Bowl to now veteran starters with contracts. We've seen the culture grow. We've seen them grow from young pups, and we're building more. Now we got Zion. A lot of Buck fans are already, Zion. Don't do that. Remember where Jamel Dean started? Jamel Dean was getting burnt. Remember where he started his first year? Remember Sean Murphy Bunting. Now, Sean Murphy Bunting may have not have reached the level that Jamel Dean or growed as much as Jamel Dean did. But those are two players that we were right away. Oh, I don't know. And then we started both of them gradually. And then Jamel Dean just boop, 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 a little bit more. We saw the same growth with Carlton Davis. We saw the same growth with Jordan Whitehead. Nobody was blinking an eye with them. We didn't care about them, right? And all of a sudden, oh, they're not too bad. Then all of a sudden, Carlton Davis is actually a pretty good corner. Jordan Whitehead actually out here being a dog. We saw the growth. The culture and these coaches know how to build these players up. So when you talk about Zion, who probably has, and I said this before, people laughed at me when I said Jamel Dean was the rawest, but probably has the highest ceiling out of all the corners. And now look, now some people like Jamel Dean more than Carlton Davis. And I said that. I said Jamel Dean is the rawest out of all of them, but he has the highest ceiling. And now look at where Jamel Dean's at. And now I'm telling you with Zion is not even raw. Zion is actually a really good talent. Covering, speed, length, size. He's actually Jamel Dean, but not raw. And intelligent. He plays the game through his mind. He's a student of the game when it comes to tape on the mind. So when it comes to Zion, I'm not saying he is, but again, just like I said with Jamel, high ceiling, Zion is another one, and he's coming down the pipe. So Todd Bowles talked about him looking like a shoe-in to be the starter for the nickel. Now, I don't know if he is going to be the starting nickel. Todd Bowles don't know if he's going to be a starting nickel. He said there is no starter yet. Well, like, it's completely up in the air. But they do like Zion. There's a couple people that they're looking at, including our guy that we draft, Josh Hayes. There's a couple people that they're looking at there. And I always looked at Zion as an outside. I don't like tall players. I don't know. They just don't look right. Tall players in the nickel, right? Bigger players in the nickel. It feels like automatically they should be on the outside. And I kind of like Zion on the outside. I feel like he can ball out on the outside as an outside corner. But if he can play the nickel, and again, the one thing about him that they talked about very early on when we got him as a rookie was he's this guy. He plays the game from here. He has the athletic ability, but he plays the game from here. Now, I'm very skeptical because, especially when you're the nickel, you got to be aggressive and you got to tackle. And that's one thing that we are nervous about when it comes to Zion. But as far as covering, I think he can be one of the better in the league. Like, I think his ceiling is high. And he uses his mind. So if we can put him at the nickel and he ends up being able to plan out, like he works at the nickel, whoa, watch out. So that's another guy that we're seeing coming up in the culture. We got some undrafted people that, Delaney's been with us for a minute. What's the other dude? The safety. I think it's something Ryan. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of his name, but he's a safety. Nolan, right? I think it's Ryan Nolan. Something Nolan. I know it's Nolan for sure. So something Nolan. I think it's Ryan Nolan. I could be wrong. But a safety, he's been with us a few years. These guys we're keeping for a reason. They like how they're progressing in the system. So it's a big culture thing, man. And I think that's one of the biggest parts that I think NFC South don't realize. They just say, oh, it's Brady. Brady's gone. Now you guys are going back to being the old Bucks. This ain't the old Bucks. The culture is not the old Bucks culture. It isn't. We're here. We're ready. It's a new day, but it's the same culture. And we're going to be out there ready to prepare. We got a chip on our shoulders, like Baker said, like I've been saying, that I guarantee you Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are chomping at the bit, because everyone thinks that, they had everybody talking about Chris Godwin. Oh, they're slow. They're older players now. That's why Brady's struggling, because his players got old and slow. Like, are you serious? So I know they got a chip on their shoulder. They got points to prove. Rashad White, he knows he can be a baller. He wants to do his thing. Who else? The O line, they're young. They just want to, they just want to be a part of this. And then you got the Logan Halls. Then you got the Kansies. Then you got the Yayas, where they know what this defense is supposed to be in the NFL. Like, they know how everybody else looks at this defense, and they want to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like looking at your older brother and you're like, man, everyone thinks he's so cool, and you can't wait to get old enough to hang out with them. That's what's going on. Like, they want a piece of this. Like, they know what this defense is known for, being scary, and they want to be a part of it, and they know they can add to it. So that mixed in with them finding out the culture of how these people work, how everybody in this defense, like, we don't play here. We don't come here just for the fun. We don't come here just to be cool. We don't come here for the tweets and the likes. We don't come here to videotape us working out, hey, so we can show the league that we're cool. No, we do our talking on the field. We show them how we get down when the lights come on. That's how we show how we're cool. That's how we show how we're dominant. That's how we get down. We make plays. We don't celebrate for nothing. We celebrate when it's time to celebrate, after we won. When we made our point across. That's when we do it. So these guys are gonna get groomed by some good people, man. You got Vita Vea, you got Pat O'Connor again. That shocked me. William Golson saying that Pat O'Connor looks like the Hulk. Like, I don't know how he said he got way bigger than the last time we seen him. We all know Logan Hall got way bigger. Like, this, there's no jokes, man. We this team, Carlton Davis said it. Y'all in for a rude awakening if y'all think we just gonna lay down. Like, this defense got a point to prove, and so do our weapons on offense. So if our quarterback gets it together, Dave Canellis, get that game plan ready, baby. We're gonna see some quarterback competition in his training camp. We're gonna see some running back 2 competition. Sean Tucker is cleared to practice, so he's gonna be full go training camp. Shaq Barrett, shout out to Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett is cleared for full participation. He's gonna be getting it in. Cali Buck's in the building, and if he's even bigger now, sheesh, yeah. William Golson said he looks like the Hulk. He said he got way bigger than the last time we seen him. He looks like the Hulk with a beard. That's what Golson said. So there's gonna be competition for the rotation on the outside. Not Carl Nassib, Anthony Nelson, Anthony Nelson, Cam Gill. He's gonna be trying for the outside. I can't wait to see that competition. That's gonna be good. Listen, people sleeping on Cam. I don't know if Buck fans remember. But Cam was coming on and then he got hurt. Cam was starting to show a lot of flashes. Cam was starting to show a lot of flashes and then he got hurt. A lot of Buck fans don't remember. I know I told DJ, another Bucks content creator, you'll see him on the show. I told DJ about him and he was like, I'm not believing in that. And I'm like, yo, you must have forgot. He was starting to show a lot of flashes and then he got hurt. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. I can't wait to see Yaya. What else? Logan. Logan Hall. I want to see Logan Hall, but there's gonna be some. And it's sounding like Logan's gonna be starting. Like Todd basically said, like, yeah, because they asked Todd to say, well, William Golson's here now, so how is that gonna be rotation with Logan Hall now? And he was basically like, no, Logan's starting. Like Logan's gonna be like, yeah, William Golson's gonna be rotating, but Logan's playing. Like this is his year. Like he's in here, he's playing now, so he got to step up. There is no like, well, let's see if he's good enough to step up. No, whether you're ready or not, we're putting you in there. But so be ready. It's your time. We expect you. We drafted you. We expect you in here making problems. So do what you got to do. No holding your hands. Same thing with Joe Tryon. Jason Light said it in today's press conference. Got to take that next step. No babying. No, well, hey, he's doing his best, or, we like what. No. What you did last year and the year before, that's cool. Time to take the next step. We drafted you for a purpose. We drafted you because we know you can be a certain player. Now it's the time to be that player. And if not, guess what? Next man up. You want to act like a rotational player? We'll treat you like a rotational player. You want to be a starter? You better start producing like a starter. And listen, William Golson said it. The Bucks are really good because they were talking about Devin White and the contract. They asked William Golson about Devin White and the contract. And William Golson told him, he said, listen, this organization is really good with taking care of that, taking care of the players. Do what you got to do. The organization will take care of it. I'm pretty sure Levante David told him the same thing because he kind of uttered the same thing. You do what you can do, it'll take care of itself. But the players respect that. This is something I try to tell other fan bases, like Dolphin fans, when they talk about Wilkins, or Giant fans when I was talking to them about Saquon. If your players perform, you take care of them. You take care of them. If you have to franchise because you ain't got no money, it is what it is. But when it's time to pay them, you pay them if they did their job. And if you're starting, if you're putting up starting production, you're the starter. And we'll give you your chance. We're not going to just say you suck, put them in the back. We're going to give you your shot. We let them grow. Joe Tryon, you had a year. Okay, second year. Okay, third year. No more excuses. Let's go. This is the year. I've always said it from back in the days. Defensive linemen get 3 years. After that third year, then I'll put a label on you. Good label or bad label, it's on you. After 3 years. First year, don't mean nothing. Second year, okay, I might start worrying, but I'll put it in the back burner. That third year is it. After that third year, you're still not showing me nothing? You're getting a label on you. That's it. Moving on. Who's next? So, it's a big year for Joe. See Yaya what Yaya can do. Cam, see what Cam Gill. Cam might take somebody's spot. I'm not saying that I think it's gonna happen, but I'm just saying I saw some flashes. Who knows? He might be a third down specialist. Who knows? But there's some competition going on there. Yes, our rotation is going to be nasty, but crazy. Our rotation is going to be nasty. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't yet, do me a favor, hit that like button. Show the channel love. Hit the like button, okay? Because it helps out the algorithm. It helps out the channel. And if you haven't yet, make sure you go and you put the notification on all. If you don't, you will not be notified when we go live, and you want to be notified. Training camp has officially started. We are going to be going live as much as possible, as much as I can. There will be days where I just got to go right to bed from work. But if I can, I will come on here and go live. I'm good. This is not the Real Talk Perez show or the Real Talk Perez channel. I stopped making content a long time ago, and I only did games. That's not what we're doing here on this channel. The Buccaneers franchise needs RTP and the Pewter and Red podcast more than ever. It's a new era. It's a new time. This channel is going to do what I needed to do on the other channel when I first started it in 2012, which is give my feedback, give my passion, give my thoughts, because they need it. My hoorah, my rooting. I'm gonna be rooting for them. I'm gonna be everything we need to do. We're gonna be doing on this channel. So there's gonna be content on this channel. I promise you. So if you haven't yet, trust me. If you're thinking about the Buccaneers, this is the channel you need to be watching. Make sure the notification bell is on all. Don't want to miss anything. And like the video, please. But yeah, competition for running back 2. Listen, I love Keyshawn Vaughn, and I think that man's dope. I think we got 2 different type of backs. We got Rachaad White and Keyshawn Vaughn, and then we got Edmonds and Sean Tucker. The Edmonds and Sean Tucker, the speedsters, home run hitters, speedsters. And then you got Rachaad White and Keyshawn Vaughn, real good vision, real good moves, juke moves, spin moves, leaps, everything. Real all-around running back, really good. I think Rachaad White got a little bit more of a home run threat than Keyshawn Vaughn. That's why Rachaad White is RB1, no doubt, because he has everything. He has the home run speed, he has the moves, he has the vision, all that. I think Keyshawn Vaughn has the moves, has the vision. He just don't have as much home runs hit as Rachaad White. And this is why I think Keyshawn Vaughn's going to be number 2, because I think he's really an underrated running back. I think he's going to be perfect for this scheme. But Sean Tucker got that super home run speed, and Chase Edmond, we know, don't stay healthy. That's why he's bouncing team to team. But Sean Tucker, he could surprise some people and end up being RB2. Well, let's see what he shows us in camp, in preseason. He will get a shot. They do like him. They are looking at him. So running back 2 competition, we see that. Wide receiver, I would say we got Mike, we got Chris, and they're the outsides, and Russell Gage in the slot. I think after that is Tyler. Oh my God, I forgot his name. What's his name? Buck Crazy, the guy we drafted. Ooh, I can't think of his name. I drew a blank. But yeah, he's in. Man, this is gonna bug me. Vaughn is ready for RB2. He didn't get the ball much last year, but every time that he did, he was moving. Yeah, facts. He was. Why can't I think of his name? Tyler Palmer, is it? Or Palmer? I think it's Tyler Palmer. Something Palmer. I think it's Tyler Palmer. Anyways, you guys know who I'm talking about. He's gonna be in the slot, but I think he could also play the outside, so we got depth there. What we need to find is some more slot wide receivers. Trey Palmer. There you go. That's what it was. Trey Palmer. Thank you, Cali Bucks. Trey Palmer. But we got a guy. I think Tompkins is gonna be depth for the slot. So I think we should get 5 wide receivers, maybe 5 wide receivers. So that would be what? That's 5 right there, maybe 6. They haven't given up on Russell Gage, but I will say this: they're not disclosing what his injury is. So if he's not in training camp, I don't know, man. I'm starting to get worried about it. But we have 5 at least. We know it's going to be. It should be Mike, Chris, Gage, Tyler, Trey. I keep calling him Tyler. Trey, and Tompkins. But they're looking at Jarrett, Raheem Jarrett, I think it is. They're looking at him. Cade has been getting talked to. I think I like Cade for a slot, obviously. So we'll see what the battle goes. We'll see what happens. We'll see who stands out. So there is going to be some battle for the wide receiver position. Hopefully there is no battle for the O-line. I am hoping that we have a starting offensive lineman group and they never shuffles. That's what I'm hoping. But we will see what happens. We'll see how that O-line plays out. What else? Safety. We got battle. I don't think we have a battle for the starting safety, but backup safety. We got some battles for the backup safeties. Nickel, the whole starting position and the backup position at nickel. We got a battling position there, so that should be interesting. That nickel position is going to be key. We're going to watch that battle play out. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the battles is going to be in camp. So it's gonna be an interesting camp. It's gonna be a little scary because we don't have veteran depth, we have young depth, so that's inexperience. We gotta pray and hope that knock on wood. I ain't even gotta say it. I just gotta say knock on wood, and you guys know what we're talking about. And it should be fun as well. It should be fun because we got some good battles. I love when we have competition because it makes the preseason games worth watching. When you already know who your starters are, which you would like to already know who your starters are, right? It makes the rest of the preseason game kind of meaningless. Kind of glitched out. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Check. I know you guys can hear me, but the camera looked like it went bad. One second. Yeah, my camera froze. Give me a second. But yeah, so this training camp should be pretty good. We're gonna have, even when the second string's in there, third string in there, we're gonna have competition that we're gonna be watching, and it should be interesting. So trying to get know what the heck happened to my camera. I mean, I know what happened to my camera, but just lagged out. Come on now. Beautiful. Hold on, I'm getting it fixed. Should be good. We back? Yeah, okay, we back. Okay, yeah, we back. So yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, preseason should be good, man. Preseason should be fun. We will be on Hard Knocks. We will be on Hard Knocks because the Jets are on Hard Knocks, and we have, not only do we have a preseason game with them, right, but we have joint practice. So we should see a good amount of our Bucks on Hard Knocks on whatever episode that's going to be. That should be great. Can't wait to see our Bucks talking crap because listen, the Jets have been fighting each other, right? The Jets have been fighting each other at camp, and Jets think they're big and bad. Like the defense think they like that, right? They think they big and bad and like that. So One, it's going to be great to see our defense go up against Aaron Rodgers, right? A veteran quarterback, so that's good. They're going to get some good work there. See our defense go up against them, and then our offense going against their defense, which their defense ain't a slouch. So that's going to be good. But it's gonna get scrappy. I guarantee you there's gonna be fights. I guarantee it's gonna be fights. Cause listen, again, we have a big chip on our shoulders. And you can already tell. You can already tell the Jets think that they there. They think, and don't get me wrong, I do see the Jets doing something during the season, but you got work to put in. You ain't there yet. You better put in some work. So I expect us to whip their butt the first time we're out there practicing. I expect us to show them what it is, and then after that, then they be like, okay, so we thought we were there, but we not, and then they're gonna start giving us something. But yeah, I expect it to get nasty. I expect it to get nasty. Mike Evans, Sauce Gardner on Hard Knocks. Yeah, it's gonna and listen, Sauce is gonna be holding, and it ain't gonna matter. You know, Mike. Mike loves when you get aggressive. He loves it, so it ain't gonna matter how much Sauce tries to hold him. He gonna get mossed. But yeah, so that's gonna be another thing to watch. Again, man, this is gonna be this is gonna be a lot of content coming from this channel. We got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to do. So it's only the beginning, man. Tomorrow we're gonna come back on here. It's about a minute and about to be 10 minutes. An hour and 10 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and close it out there, man. It's your man, Real Talk Perez. This is Pewter and Red Podcast. We're bringing you guys all Buck stuff, the latest news. Listen, we break down film here. We watch games here live. We talk about the game after the pregame. We watch interviews. We break down people's vibes. And listen, if you are new to this channel, or you are new to me, I should say, if you are new to me, which my name is Real Talk Perez. They know me as RTP on these YouTube streets. I've been on YouTube for the Bucks since 2012. I had another channel. I left it because I felt like the Bucks were starting new. I wanted to start new. I had over 2,000 subscribers over there. I left it. We came here. Listen, if you are new to me, I have been on top of the Bucks. I have been calling the Bucks draft picks and been hitting on them like a lot. Like I am really into, not to toot my own horn, but I am really in tune with the Bucks. So when we watch tape of people's interviews, and I'm telling you, I get a vibe of something, I'm usually right. We were, me and my day ones were the first talking about Brady and the arm. We were the first to say he's probably going to, like, we were on top of everything. We've been on everything. So you want to make sure you're notified and like this. Just stay tuned to this channel, man, because we're going to break down everything here. Shaman RTP, Skull Gang in the building. You already know what it is. I see you, Cali Bucks. Salute. I see all my day one. Salute. You already know what it is. Remember, Pewter and Red till we cold and dead. And I'll see you guys next time. We out.